Hey you guys, today's a little bit different. It is afternoon. I have a little cocktail, which is mostly guava and bubble water and a little bit of strawberry margarita. And today we are talking about, it's a continuation from my story on Instagram, which was about flexibility. And this topic is so interesting to me because my view on this has changed so much over the years from when I started self development to now. And I'm going to share a little bit about how it looked in the past and how it looks now and the philosophy behind it all. And I'd love to hear your input. And basically, the topic is when we have something to do or something to go do, and suddenly we get a surge of energy to go do X, Y, and Z that have nothing to do with what we're supposed to be doing, right? And I absolutely love this topic personally because it has to do with what are we allowing ourselves? It has to do. What are we allowing ourselves? Are we allowing ourselves to be flexible and flow with how we feel and what we do? Or are we confined to our schedule and our plans? Are we what is causing us to be so confined to our schedule? There's so many different angles you can look at this topic, and the thing that comes up for me is I never wanted to let someone down, or maybe I've been let down in the past, right? Like people stand you up, they cancel on you very last minute, and it pisses you off. And then you never want to be like that. But unfortunately, what that does is when we're holding on to anger about other people blowing us off, it feels, then we're not allowing ourselves to do that if we need to, because we don't want to be that person. So then we go to the date, or we go on the trip, or we go and we're not in the best mood, but we're faking it till we make it. Okay, there were so many phrases in there that I really don't like. Fake it till you make it, blowing people off. All of these things, how we speak to ourselves is really the main topic here. It's what are you saying to yourself? When you're not allowing other people to be flexible, really that means you're not allowing yourself to be flexible. Let me explain. Not allowing other people to be flexible. What does that mean, Nicole? Well, it means canceling on you. That's the big topic today. If someone's canceling on you and you're pissed off, maybe you no longer, you no longer reach out to that friend, you really, second guess the relationship, you're taking it, you're not telling them how you feel because you're mad about it, so you're holding it against them. Well, it's also holding against yourself because you're doing the same actions to you're treating yourself in that same way. Let me explain that. So when I say the kitten is knocked over my clipboard or my corkboard. When I say that someone else can't cancel on me last minute, or they're a bad friend, or they're unreliable, or they don't care about me, then if I cancel on someone, that means all of those things also. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're not allowed to cancel on anyone because you don't want to be like that. Do you see the connection? This is so important. Don't let it go over your head, okay? Because how we treat other people is the same way we're treating ourselves. Let that sink in. Now we're moving to the future. This is past Nicole. Now we're moving, I like to say old Nicole. Now we're moving into the future, and we're moving into a space where everyone can be and do what they need. We're all doing our best. We're all showing up the best we can. That includes for yourself. That includes if I need to cancel, then I'm going to allow myself to cancel. And that doesn't mean I care any less about that person or that I'm a bad friend. And it does not have to be a negative reason I'm canceling. Let me say that again. You do not have to have this huge thing that's going on for you to cancel. For me, we just had a plan. The plan was contingent on the sun, which I can't control. So, are we gonna rush? You know, I'm feeling like gardening. Suddenly, I'm like, oh, the garbage needs to be taken out, the recycling, like what is it? Oh my gosh, suddenly I have all these things coming up, but we have to run and get to what we were planning on doing because the sun is going down. So, should I? Old Nicole says you should stick with the plan. You should, I'm using should on purpose here because you were should. I should stick with the plan. We need. There's all of these big words I'm saying. Needing. I have to. We've been meaning to for days to go do this. But new Nicole, present Nicole, she got a little bit of gardening done. She organized a little bit. She got to play with her kitties before she left. And then guess what? We get in the car and it starts raining and we can't even go. So that was a sign for me that I did the right thing, because we couldn't have even gone to this plan because it started raining. So what if it was old Nicole? I would have gotten in the car. We would have probably already gotten there, and it would have, maybe not even, and then it would have started raining, because it rains even harder in this area. And then we would have been there, and it would have been a big waste of time, and I didn't get to get my stuff done, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted, see what I'm saying? So the lesson here today, what you want to take home to apply for yourself, is you want to be present. You want to go with your flow. What is your body telling you it wants to do? What is it that you're really wanting to do? Because the universe also wants you to do that, right? I'm referencing it's raining. And we couldn't do it anyway. Okay. So take this home, and I want you to know that this is something that is not easy to do. I'm reading a book called Change. I forget the author, I'm sorry. I'll put it in the comments below. And he talks about, the kitties are just roaming around under the desk, like making noise. Okay, this book Change, he talks about research projects where doctors they tested and brought up the statistics and whatnot, right? I love books like that where it's a little bit scientific. He says that when a doctor already has a plan, they proved that he's more likely to stick with the plan than even if it's invasive. They were talking about cutting open people's legs, which turned into surgery that's very long recovery. Versus that's plan A. If another plan comes up that would be easier, that they hadn't tried yet, the doctor would more likely stick with the original plan than waver. And if a doctor is doing this, hi Joe, then the general public is also feeling the same way. Meaning we are more likely to stick with our original plan than to waver. But that does not mean I love when they walk on my desk. This does not mean it can't be done. So we're taking home the idea that this is not an easy thing to do. And the more we practice, the easier it gets. Because when we start a habit, Joe, when we start a habit, then it's harder to continue the habit. We have to physically think about doing this habit. We have to physically remind ourselves, go with the flow, do what you want, go with how you're feeling. But once we do it over and over, then it's going to become easier. And the more times you do this new habit, the easier and easier it's going to get. So thank you so much for following and liking this video. And please comment if you have any questions, because I'm here to help. And I'll see you later.